Hello, Resource Room students. This is Mrs. Moyer, the voice you hear right now. Let's get ready. I want you to pay close attention because I will be asking questions as you are listening to my demonstration as I model what we're going to be doing today in the resource room. Today we're talking about the coordinate plane. It has a y-axis that goes up and down, vertical, and it also has an x-axis, which is the horizontal. We use this coordinate plane or Cartesian coordinates, okay, to mark a point on a graph. All right, that way we can find out how far along we moved on the x-axis and how far up or down we moved on the y-axis. Take a look here, and this is -4 on the x-axis and then +7. It moved up on the y-axis. This one marks +5 on the x-axis and +12 on the y-axis. So again, we move from left to right in the horizontal direction, and that is our x-axis. When we move up and down vertically, all right, that is our y-axis, and it all originates right in the middle at the origin. One way you can remember that is x is a cross, so x is across the page. Take a look at how we decide what we call the points. All right, if I move along 6 points there, and as the red arrow demonstrates, 6 points along the x-axis in the positive direction, and then I move up 3 points on the y positive direction axis, my point would be put right there, and it would be 6, 3. Let's take a look at some more examples here. To write our coordinates, you always put the horizontal distance first. Then you put the vertical distance, that's the 2. The horizontal distance, the x-axis was the 3. The vertical distance is the 2. And these are called an ordered pair, a pair of numbers in a special order. They do have to be in this particular order. All right. Within our graphing, we have 4 quadrants on this graph. We have quadrant 1, as you can see, labeled. We also have quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4, and they do need to move that direction to identify each quadrant. Here they are again. In quadrant 1, you will have all the x and y will be all positive. When you move to quadrant 2 to the left, you will have the x as a negative, the y will still remain positive. When you move down to quadrant 3, both x and y will be negative numbers. And quadrant 4, the x is positive again, but the y is negative. All right, here if I move back into the negative zone on my x-axis and down my y-axis, on my y-axis, they will both come out to be a negative number whenever I follow those directions. Watch me demonstrate. All right, let's take a look at the green circle. What are the coordinates of the green circle? Well, first I'm going to move on my x-axis 1 place to the right and then down 5 spots to -5. So it would be 1, -5. Number 2 is the yellow square. What are the coordinates of the yellow square? I'm going to move back on my x-axis first to -3. Then I'm going to step up 2 places, all right, in the +2 direction. So my answer is -3, +2. All right, now it's your turn. Take a look at the blue shape on the graph. What are the coordinates of that blue shape? Now, when you're ready for number 4, the red triangle, what are the coordinates of the red triangle? All right, let's take a look at the answers. All right, blue is at a -5, going back the x-axis, then down to -2 on the y-axis. If we take a look at number 4, the red triangle, we would go along the x-axis first, +3, and then up +4. So it would be 3, +4. Now the quadrants. Let's take a look here at the green circle. Which quadrant would I find that green circle? Well, I always start here. This is my quadrant. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is in quadrant 4. Now it's your turn. Which quadrant do you find the yellow square? Let's check your answer. It is in the second, or number 2 quadrant. Now it's your turn again. Which quadrant do you find the blue shape? And it is in, let's check your answer, the third quadrant. Very good. Thank you so much. Back to your attention on Mrs. Moyer.